played for them as well for 6 seasons. Here's the hero from the quarter-final, Harry Maguire.
I'll tell you one thing, guys. If I was Harry Maguire, I know he's the hero in the last game, I'd be saying to my goalkeeper, I want you to be quiet tonight. I don't want those spotlights on you. Play quick, play simple, 1 and 2 touch, and do what goalkeepers do better than anyone else.
Here's the first opportunity now for Manchester United, and they're in here, and and it's Alejandro Garnacho. The offside flag is raised. Well, what a start that would have been for United.
Well, see, I thought the pass was slightly delayed. I think he went too early. Just see, yeah, fractionally offside. I tell you what, he done well there. It was a good finish on his right foot across the goalkeeper. But I think the assistant has got that right. It'll be checked, obviously.
Well, the video assistant referee is Italian, Alejandro Di Paolo. Seemed relatively straightforward, though, Rio, based on the replay that we saw.
Yep, but we were speaking earlier about laying a glove on this Athletic Bilbao team. That's the type of thing I'm talking about.
Well, it's just taken slightly longer than we thought it might do, which has just changed the expression on your face, Robbie. There's the Manchester United fans. They're up in the corner, right at the top of the stadium. And there is confirmation that he was offside, Alejandro Garnacho. But that's going to give Manchester United some early encouragement here. And we should make the point they're one of the best defensive teams in the whole of Europe. If you look at their goals conceded in league matches this season, they've got the best defence at home in Europe's top 5 European leagues. In La Liga, Robbie, this season, they've only conceded 10 inside the San Mamés.
Well, it was interesting listening to Ruben Amorim, you know, talking to Becky about the pacing behind Garnacho, Hoyland, and that's an example there. They were, you know, quite open there. So that'll give Manchester United, as Real says, confidence the way they started the game.
Well, we nearly had the perfect start here for Manchester United, but Tottenham have had the perfect start. Brennan Johnson after 38 seconds. So Spurs 1 up tonight against Bodo Glimt in the other semi-final.
Wow. That's what you want in these games, a good start. Quiet in this crowd, you'd love a good start here.
Sanadi just not able to deal with the bounce. It's the 4th meeting all-time between the clubs. Athletic Club have won 3 of those games. The only United victory was in the Old Fairs Cup in the 50s, a United team that had some legends in it. Here comes Berenguer with the chance, and that's the first important save tonight for Onana, and it just opened up there for the Athletic Bilbao number 7.
That's the area guy I feel needs to improve on. Caught on the ball there, bad first touch. They need no invitation then to go at the back four of Man United. Good save there, Onana getting down to his right.
So the centre-backs, Alvarez, Vivian, have gone in there for the corner, which was met by the Manchester United captain, Bruno Fernandes. That's an interesting ball. Caused a little bit of a problem there for Manchester United.
Yeah, he took down at the back post and he just got above Mazraoui. Look, he didn't let Mazraoui jump. That's
Yuri, beautifully sent to the ball. He's quite tall, plays out there at left back, but he's got the build of a central defender. That's the Onana save. Spanish international Danny Vivian there getting the better of Patrick Dorgan by Inaki Williams, but only to Casemiro. And now Lenny Yoro. Given away by Mazraoui straight into Di Gallaretta. Rasmus Hoyland, Bruno He's in down that side for United, cuts back in. Perez across there smartly. It's cleared away by Yuri up towards Sanani. Harry Maguire behind him. Manchester United will get the free kick here. Athletic Club. What about the pass from Bruno Fernandes, Rio?
Great pass, but I would say that's great centre forward play as well. Under pressure with Harry Maguire there, brings it in, gets the foul.
Just seen Ruben Amorim. It's a competition, this one, that's been the salvation for him in his first season at Old Trafford.
At one point there in the build-up, Darren, yes, it was the pass, but I don't think you want Hoyland coming back in that midfield area, because when the ball does break...
Crossed in there by Inaki Williams, and he just got down there. Onana, Marouane Sanani was the one coming in.
I was going to say that when the ball does break, Hoyland's got to sprint 40, 50 yards to get in the box. You know, because you've got four players in there, the two 10s and the two 6s is my favourite phrase, Darren, as you know, Rio. And the Man United fans, when we go to Old Trafford, thought about my numbers. You want your number 9 to stay up there. Don't get involved in that build-up.
Legate gets the ball away, but only to Nico Williams, who was waiting for it. His touch was heavy, though. Casemiro is now on the move. Danny Vivian stepped in and did really well, and now the centre-back is going to power forward here for Athletic Bilbao. This is Sanani. And he goes! What a chance that was for Inaki Williams. Free as a bird inside the 6-yard box and can't hit the target.
Has to score that. On a sixpence, it's a wonderful far cross into the box. It's a great run. Gets across to the Euro there. What a run. Has to score that.
You've got 3 central defenders in there, 3, all in the same line. The ball's whipped in. One player gets in between Maguire, Euro. 3 centre-halves there, static.
All on their heels. Communication, body shape, shoulders facing the wrong way.
You can't underestimate the importance of the brothers to the team. Of their last 13 goals, either Inaki Williams or Nico Williams have scored 8 of them, and between them they've played 632 games for Athletic Bilbao, so they really are part of the fabric of this club. Nico Williams, one of the stars of Spain's run to the Euros Championship last summer, and Inaki Williams, who's 8 years older than him, has been such an important player for this club for a long time. Say, Rio, just looking at the shape tonight, looks a lot more like an attacking setup here with Dorgu very, very high when Manchester United have got the ball on the edge of their own box. He's literally up there alongside Rasmus Højlund. They're going to get the free kick here. Dorgu, the player, down, but he started very high, isn't he, on the left-hand side?
Yeah, I think they want him to be that outlet out there. He's got the legs to get up and down. But from restarts, he gets himself straight up into a high position, almost like a left winger.
Chance that flashes over the bar for Inaki Williams, much to the disappointment of the supporters. The two brothers had 11 goals apiece. They missed the 17 of Sanchez over the 2 legs. He got injured at the weekend, and that was an injury that came at the wrong time for Athletic Bilbao. It's a foul by Dorgu.
After the 4 starts to the game, that's the 3rd occasion he's given the ball away in the dangerous area.
The back heel by Inaki Williams, whipped in by Di Marcos. Here's Nico Williams. It's a good challenge on Yauri Gizar just outside the Manchester United box. They've got to be critical tonight. They've got to find fire with fire. That was good. Now here's Dorgu.
Ay, ay, ay.
And that trouble is the one they got to look for. There's been a number of occasions when he's in a 1v1 situation. We know that when there's grass in front of him in a 1v1 situation, he thrives. He's the outlet tonight. He's the one that when they get the ball, they got to look for.
that's being played tonight.
It always baffles me, guys. You know when you've got a player you can sense in the first minutes of the game where you're getting in, he's getting joy, and then the team just go away from giving him the ball. You're a manager now. How do you get that into the team and get it back on there?
Well, my team done it all season, 109 points for your record.
Here we go.
You sense it, don't you? You sense it as a manager, as a player. See there, Garnacho's confident in himself tonight as well. He's saying, give me the ball, I want it. They can see what's happening because Williams on the left-hand side is staying high. That's isolating Garnacho against Yuri in a 1v1 situation. Because they press high, he's the outlet. He might have to cheat a little bit on that Garnacho, not go against his defensive responsibilities. And I don't mind that my wide players in a game.
For those playing along at home, 109 is your first number on the Macclesfield bingo game this evening.
It's only the 10th time we've heard it today.
So 0-0, constant noise inside this stadium that's so impressive. Speak to Lindelof, now Masraoui. Manchester United's 77th game against the Spanish team in European competition. Their first one back in 1957 was against Athletic Bilbao.
What's been impressive as well, Manchester United 65% possession away from home. They said quiet in the crowd. Now this is not as lively as it was. 15 minutes gone. I think it's been a good 15 minutes for Manchester United.
The one thing you notice when you watch this team, as they've lost it here, and it's the dangerous Williams, and he was looking for Sanani, and that was really good from Casemiro, but they can't get the ball away there.
Concentration at the highest level, you get punished. You've got to stay awake. Don't take liberties. Play quick, play sharp. Keep yourself in the game. You don't want silly errors. Enabling teams to get confidence and opportunities at your goal.
He's about to make the point, they're not the most free-scoring team, Athletic Bilbao, but they're very, very organised. I watched them in the Bernabeu a couple of weeks ago against Real Madrid. It was very difficult to pull them out of their defensive shape.
So Casemiro again. He's looked good in this first opening part of this game. Huge interception there. Experience is needed at this level.
Danny Vivian with the long ball forward. Victor Lindelof tussling there with Marouane Sanadi. Just might need to settle down a little bit here, Victor Lindelof.
Don't give him the ball for a couple of minutes.
Goes Rasmus Højlund to test his speed against Alvarez. Casemiro beaten to it by Nico Williams. Space now for his brother Inaki Williams, and the red and white stripes are flooding forward. Williams with the cross.
Hey.
Here's the goal and a block. Outstanding from Lindelof. Saved a certain goal. Berenguer with the shot. And he might not have made the most confident of starts, but he's just made an outstanding block there.
Great block. Redeemed himself. Life of the defender, that.
The throw down, and you mentioned Dorgu playing high. Away from home, 20 minutes in, with the left wing back. Surely you've got to do your defensive responsibilities there. He was so high up the park. Look, Yorul's got to come across earlier, but look at Dorgu sprint back towards your own goal.
Brilliant from Lindelof. He was just talking about how it let the opposition in, but two wonderful blocks there.
The Iceman.
Got to settle the ship now, United. Calm it down, calm things down.
There's the captain, Oscar Di Marcos. Last time Manchester United played Athletic Bilbao, he scored in both matches against them. He's the one survivor from an Athletic Bilbao perspective from back then. He's the captain, the right back, and a really important member of a team that's really come together over the last couple of seasons. Fifth in the Liga last season, heading for fourth and heading for the Champions League, regardless of what happens in this competition. player they've got to keep a close eye on, Rio, is Berenguer, the number 7, who's got the freedom to go and find some space. Not necessarily sure they're quite aware where he is a lot of the time, United. This is Sanani coming forward. Gets through that challenge. Berenguer was sniffing around again. It was Mazraoui with the clearance. That's wonderfully taken by
Dogo.
Marcos. And then over went Williams inside the box. Get the free kick here, Manchester United, which is of benefit to them.
I think the referee was trying to play advantage, but he called it back. Correct decision from the referee.
Man United's distances, I think, when they haven't got the ball, aren't right yet. Dorgu especially. He's probably 10 yards off from where he should be. The rest are pressing, and he's behind it all. He's not getting out quick enough, giving them easy outs.
Taken well on the chest there by Højlund. Onto Ugarte. Now Bruno
Nice
Fernandes.
one. Yeah.
Over goes Garnacho, and he was caught. Yuri, the offender.
Again, Darren Garnacho just getting the ball. He's having a good time. Great bit of skill, definite foul.
He's an interesting player, Yuri, the left-back. He was at Spurs. He actually made his senior debut on loan at Cheltenham from Spurs, and here he is in the Europa League semi-final against Manchester United for Athletic Club. Journeys could be different, can't they?
Great bit of intel, that touch.
This is a decent position for Bruno Fernandes. I mean, everything's on the table here for him. That bank of Athletic Bilbao supporters. Everybody seems to be wearing a red and white striped shirt here inside the stadium. Delicately lifts one in, too high for Casemiro. Sanadi with the header away.
Just to the back, man.
Nice touch by Berenguer. It's Nico Williams. No foul. Ugarte loses the ball straight away, though. Williams pulled it back to where he hoped that Berenguer might be. Garnacho did the defending and then gets the free kick.
Tell you what Garnacho does really well there. It took an age for Ugarte to get up on the far side, but look where Garnacho ends up, covering in the centre of the park. Fantastic from, Garnacho there, Darren.
I think it's everything we thought the first 25 minutes might be, though, Rio, in here, isn't it, with the crowd. Valverde's going to be happy by the way that his team have gone about it. They've just had to ride their luck a little bit at times, Manchester United, so far.
You're right, Darren. Coming away from home in Europe is always difficult. Managing these crowds, managing the opposition within that, the emotion that goes alongside it, staying calm.
Awkward ball here for Harry Maguire. He's got the imposing
That's
figure
one,
of Sanadi bearing down on him.
Nice.
Passed up by Bruno Fernandes. Goes Manuel Ugarte. Runs straight into Yauri Gizardo. And now it's Danny Vivian, who's never afraid, is he, the centre-back, to walk into midfield and go and play it there. There's that release ball towards Garnacho, but that's tidied up on that side by Alvarez. Not the best of clearances, though, by the goalkeeper. United supporters we can hear, and the players will hear that support as well down there on the pitch inside the San Mamés, and there's a fair few of them, as there always are. That's just triggered a response, though, from the home crowd in here. a fraction ahead of him, but he's dropping into areas, Berenguer, that's causing Manchester United a problem, Robbie.
Yeah, great position. You know, takes it on the half turn so he can go forward. Nearly a wonderful ball into a great area.
Mentioned earlier, it's a bank holiday. We went out for something to eat, middle of the day today. They were everywhere, weren't they? Athletic Bilbao supporters everywhere you looked. You couldn't get into a restaurant, everybody had got a shirt on. Really feels like a special occasion in this city today, and that's really being transmitted from the supporters to the players.
I don't know if I've been in a
Let's go,
stadium
boys.
when I've seen so many home shirts under one roof like this.
So Manchester United team still maintaining the edge in possession. 66% at this point for Manchester United. The shot on target though, so far tonight, the only save made by Onana, that goal line clearance as well from Victor Lindelof. Nico Williams, poor ball to Berenguer. Gorgi might fancy a run here against Di Marcos. Well, he should get a yellow card for that because that was cynical and it was blatant. He was past him.
I don't think he is that, but you're absolutely spot on. He got past him, a push in the back, stopping the promising attack. Therefore, that should be a yellow card.
In Europe, though, that's what they do better than us, the European sides. Cynical.
If that's not a yellow card, I'm not necessarily sure what is. It's a free kick though, Bruno Fernandes over it. 29 minutes played in the first half here. In Bilbao, final here in less than 3 weeks' time. Spurs ahead in the first leg of their semi-final tonight through Brennan Johnson against Bodo Klimt. A very good ball by Bruno Fernandes. Given away though to Garnacho by Alvarez. Here's Maguire. Not the most orthodox of right wingers, but he's done well over there. In fact, he's going to have another go. Why not beat him twice when you can? It's a great cross.
Yeah! Casemiro.
And it's finished off quite brilliantly by Casemiro. But what about the twisting and turning from Harry Maguire?
Wow.
Harry Maguire.
To win in the 5-4.
Vamos.
Forward there. A temporary right winger. Look at the smile on his face. Casemiro with the head on the back post, but Harry Maguire still. It's magnificent.
El Magnifico Maguire.
Attacking player at the moment, the way he's going. What a ball.
Onside.
Great ball. No chance of being offside. Casemiro with a fantastic header. Look at this. Chop, little chop.
Things you never think you'll see in a European semi-final. Harry Maguire, example number one.
And you know what? Look at one of the centre-half crosses there. The two centre-halves in the middle of the goal, they stayed up from the poor free kick from Bruno Fernandes. But look, there's Lindelof central. Yoro's in the centre. The defensive midfield player scores the goal, and the centre-half crosses it.
Fantastic. Harry Maguire, the instigator. Casemiro with his first ever Europa League goal, the scorer. And he scored here back in 2017 for Real Madrid in the San Mamés against Athletic Bilbao. That goal really priceless for Manchester United.
Yeah, I've just...
Now, my fancy another one here is Rasmus Højlund on the move.
Ah.
Garnacho didn't help, but he's quickly picked himself up again. Mazraoui, that's a wonderful...
Ah.
Waited for a penalty, Højlund. He said he was being pulled, I think, by Vivian.
I want to see that again, I'm telling you.
Gorgan.
Check.
Behind for the corner. I'm sure they'll take a look at that. The Italian video assistant referee will see to it.
I'm sure they had his hand on his shoulder.
It's a great ball from Mazraoui.
Telling that, telling you that. If that's given the penalty, I don't think they can have many complaints.
is delaying things at the moment. There's certainly contact there on Hoyland.
You know what that is? That's panic as a defender. I know what that's like when the ball's coming in and the forward's got the run on you and he's facing your goal. It's hard not to put your hands on him.
Do I think it is Bill?
Ah.
He's just come up on the screen.
When he puts
Hey.
his hand on him, keeps him on balance and turns him where he can't stretch forward quickly enough. So I think the defender's done enough to put him off. Therefore, I think it's penalty.
Well, it's gone from white to yellow, so it's the increased seriousness with the Italian video assistant, Alejandro Di Paolo.
I think they'll send the referee over to have a look.
Have a look. Have a look.
Moment this in time.
If there's no contact, Aaron, Hoyland continues forward with his body shape towards the goal. That arm makes him twist off balance, therefore, I think it's penalty.
It takes him off his running stride. That's the point.
Go check, Buana. Go check.
Well, it's taken a while. Have a look again then, Robbie.
Yeah, look, it alters his body movement. I think it's no contact. He gets that.
His left hand doesn't come off his shoulder once he gets hold of him. I'm telling you.
Well, he's going to take a look. Despite the fact that Danny Vivian's trying to explain his actions,
Vivian!
Espen Esgas, the referee from Norway, has been told to take a look. Massive moment.
There you see it, the left arm on his shoulder.
It's a pool. Look at the jazzy.
He's right by the Athletic Bilbao technical area, so he's got the eyes of everybody on him.
How many times do you need to see that?
Can I ask you another question? Because there was no intent to play the ball, does he deny the most good opportunity?
Yeah.
It's a very good question. Something else he's got to work out while he's at the screen.
El Redicado.
30 fans are going to play their part, bringing the pressure, the whistles.
I think the more you look at it, the more it looks like a penalty, doesn't it? I mean, it gets more of a serious pull the more you see it. Penalty! Well, he's reaching for his pocket.
Red.
It is a red card.
Red card.
Bang on, Robbie. What a
Bang.
So Vivian Central, denial of
Please, please.
as picked out by Robbie. And after a long walk, he's given the penalty. And what a chance this is now. Away from home in the San Mamés for Manchester United to go 2 up against 10 men.
wow. This place, they're not happy in this stadium. But I think if they had the ability to see the replay, I don't think they'll be as vocal as they are being now. What a huge moment this is.
Bruno, 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 Bruno.
Well, he's one of the best defenders as well. Spanish international. He was in the Spain squad in the summer, played at the Euros.
There's no complaints, because there was no intent to play the ball. Therefore,
Now he's shown another one.
he gets the penalty.
Kitu.
No cards being shown to Yuri. This is it again. There's
No handball.
You have to punish him now. You get into this position now, you've got to punish him.
well, all eyes are on Julian Aguirre Zabala, who's not the first choice goalkeeper. That's Unai Simon, who's the Spain #1. He plays in the Europa League, and now he's the most important man from an Athletic Bilbao perspective in the stadium. Danny Vivian has finally got him off the pitch. One thing I will tell you, Bruno Fernandes won't be fazed by this. He'll have considered what he's going to do. He's all the best in the business. And what a moment this is for Manchester United's captain. Listen to the noise in here now.
The pressure.
Can Bruno Fernandes keep his cool? The captain of Manchester United to make it 2-0 on the night.
Bruno. Calma.
Six goals in the Europa League this season for Bruno Fernandes, and they're crestfallen inside the stadium.
Them veins filled with ice. Wow. The pressure in here. I'm thinking back to when I was a footballer.
Calma.
The noise here generated. How cool is he going up to
Cool.
the man for the job, the man for the big occasion.
When he got the third goal against Leon, didn't he, under massive pressure at Old Trafford. He's just got United second here. It's a wonderful penalty, sending the goalkeeper the wrong way. 2-0 up against 10 away from home. What an opportunity now Manchester United have. What a result this would be.
Well, this is dreamland from a Manchester United perspective. And it's
We want more.
down there now, Rio, that they can win the tie tonight. I mean, they're up against 10, they've got a 2-0 lead.
We want more.
Position.
Manage the game. No silly mistakes. I see Casemiro a little while ago absolutely screaming at a guy. Wake up, he was saying. Wake up. You could see him not happy with his early start to the game. The experience telling in them moments.
Starting to look like an all.
Hey!
Tell you about that in a minute because they're giving the ball away. Nico Williams in. And that took a deflection. That's behind for the corner, but that's good enough for Manchester United. Tottenham 2 up. James Maddison.
Madison!
2 up in North London. Manchester United 2 up here. Lindelof with another mistake though.
Harry Maguire's got to get hold of Lindelof. You can see the Manchester United players getting around him. Experienced play, giving the ball away. Stupid, just score. 2 up against 10. Just do the simple things well.
Exactly, just manage the moment now. Don't get carried away.
So Williams, who won the corner, is out to take it.
Now what you don't do, Rio, is give the referee an opportunity with this atmosphere, with this crowd, you know, to make a decision.
You just see Harry Maguire just come out the picture there, just said to listen, in the line of calm yourself down, leave him.
Leave.
So in goes the corner from Nico Williams. Harry Maguire underneath it. Referee got in the way. I mean, they're going to put him under so much pressure now. The Bilbao supporters. That's not a bad effort, although Onana watched it. And Iñaki Williams with a long-range shot.
You know what, you've got to fair the referee. Massive pressure, 53,000, you know, athletic club fans in the ground. Goes to the screen, makes the correct decision.
Well, don't forget we've got the Premier League on Saturday. Villa against Fulham. Big game for both as they chase European football. 11 o'clock, TNT Sports 1. Champions League next Wednesday. PSG against Arsenal, 7 o'clock, TNT Sports 1. And the Women's Champions League, Arsenal-Barcelona, Saturday the 24th of May. And that's at 4 o'clock on TNT Sports 1. All of it available on Discovery Plus as well. We're going to see 2 changes here from Athletic Bilbao. Andoni Garotobal is coming on, and Aitor Paredes is coming on as well. So he's having to do something here, Ernesto Valverde, and he's going to take prompt action before half-time.
Make them run. Telling you from the sidelines, I'll be screaming if I'm on that pitch. Make the pitch big. Right now. Get wide.
As a manager now, I'm thinking, right, 2-0, that's the worst it can be. So I'm taking forward-thinking players off. So I think you could get them 3 or 4 here if you continue the way they are. So defensively minded players, taking off your creative players, do not get beat more than 2.
Some would argue go and finish it off.
I'm talking about Athletic Club. Instead of getting beat by more, go a bit more defensive, sacrifice forward-thinking players, because you can't get beat 3 or 4 because the game ties over. Keep yourself in the tie.
I agree. They've done that already now, haven't they? They've stepped off a little bit.
Bruno Fernandes out to Garnacho, has come out to this side, so they've got him and Dorgu over here. There's Patrick Dorgu, Hoyland in the box, that's a corner. Such a stranglehold on the tie as it stands at the moment. Manchester United, those goals from Casemiro and the Bruno Fernandes penalty. Here come the changes. And they're taking off the captain,
Defense.
Oscar Di Marcos. Garasabal
Wow.
coming on to replace him. And Berengers going off as well, who was the player causing problems. That's the real bonus. 2 goals and him off is an even bigger bonus for Manchester United, Rob.
Maybe the coach has to do something. Obviously he's thinking, right,
Parking the bus.
Players. If United score again, listen, we've seen unbelievable nights at Old Trafford. You know, they were 4-2 down against Leon, so they can't concede Old Trafford, but they've got to stay in the tie. Athletic. Look,
So Manchester United in the corner. It's a wonderful shot in the stadium, magnificent arena.
Bruno.
Fernandes just pushed that a little bit
Wow.
far. Williams is going to try and get there, but danger was spotted there by Manuel Ugarte.
This place is stunned, isn't it? I don't think anybody walking into this stadium in a red and white shirt anticipated this.
Rio, the fans in here are stood by the scoreline and the fact that Vivian's been sent off. I'm still stood by what I saw from Maguire over there as a right winger. I must be honest.
Brilliant. Fantastic.
Not only did he beat him once, he then went back and beat him twice before putting the perfect cross in.
got to say as well, thinking about Maguire, thinking about Casemiro, people were saying, you know, as they were finishing this football club, they have been fantastic under Ruben Amorim.
Yeah, you're spot on, Robbie. In the big moments as well, they stepped up.
Mazraoui to Garnacho. Hoyland's in the middle with Ugarte. This is Bruno Fernandes. Well, that's going to work
Dogu.
here to Patrick Dorgu. Change of direction.
Oh!
Near post as well and almost squeezed it through.
Offside.
Zabala was alive to it.
As a player on the pitch now, Rio, to see the opportunity for Dorgu, if you're the Manchester United team, you say, right, let's go and get more goals, let's go and finish this tie off tonight, you can sense it, or do you think, you know what, let's manage the game well, we'll take it 2-0.
No, you manage it, but you go, your attacking players, you have the freedom to go and win us this game by more goals. You need them guys to go and punish your team.
2-0 to Manchester United, 2-0 to Tottenham, 2-0 to Chelsea, Noni Madueke, so it's a great night so far for the English club sides in the semi-finals. The two Europa League semis going the way of the English teams, and the Conference League semi-final under Chelsea's command as well.
But to your point, Robbie, I think I don't want to go into the next game where the opposition still think they've got a chance. Take the tie off them now.
Support.
Garnacho,
Ah.
it goes to Harry Maguire.
No.
Nice ball by Casemiro. Hoyland trying to do something.
Bruno! Bruno Fernandes!
Two on the night for the Manchester United captain. 3 goals before half-time. The Athletic Bilbao
Calma.
has summed. The Manchester United fans ecstatic, and they've just taken a giant stride towards the Europa League final. What a 45 minutes for Manchester United.
Absolutely incredible. Bruno Fernandes in this competition. Bruno Fernandes for Manchester United has been incredible. Look at that touch there, and I tell you what, good tenacity. Just watch this little touch there. It's a brilliant
Ugarte.
lovely flick, and the composure. He waits for the goalkeeper to go down. Ugarte's been giving the ball away most of the night. Finds an assist. And it's
Vamos!
Fernandes. What a player. What a performance.
Ai!
3-0.
7 goals in his last 7 games in the Europa League. When Manchester United have needed their captain, he's been gigantic for them, Rio.
He has been captain fantastic this season. I won't have a bad word said about him. I mean, they're checking for potential offside, it seems. But he has been magnificent. At any moment this season, they've needed someone to inspire this team when they've been on the floor. One knee down on the canvas. He's the guy that's dragged them back off the canvas.
Check over, you made 1 or 2 people nervous back in Manchester and around the United Kingdom, but it is 3-0, 2 for Bruno Fernandes.
We need
1
4.
for Casemiro. They might fall apart here, you know, Athletic Bilbao. This has been a quite astonishing 45 minutes. This felt for all the world like it was going to be a really tight and tense affair against a very difficult team to break down, but Manchester United have been excellent.
This competition, isn't it?
Yep.
One-off games. Look, they won the FA
Nice.
Cup against Manchester City in big games.
Yep.
This team can do it.
Nice.
It's just the consistency over the course of the season. The Premier League position doesn't lie. But in this competition, in one-off games, this team can show they can beat some of the best teams.
Moments. They have moments in this competition, and the guy you want having the moments and being under the spotlight for those times, it invariably has been the main man who could deliver, Bruno Fernandes.
Well, he got a hat-trick against Real Sociedad, another team from this part of So he's only one away from another hat-trick against the big brother from Bilbao. Athletic Bilbao 0, Manchester United 3. I mean, in fairness to the crowd, they stayed with them. I mean, it's still ridiculously noisy in here.
I think they feel hard done by with the decision, the penalty and the red card. Make the pitch big. That's what I'll be screaming on that pitch. Make it big. Make them run, the 10 men.
There's Maguire. Just over a minute of additional time to play. Possession is all that Manchester United need for the rest of the half. Mazraoui.
Oh, wouldn't it be amazing if the United Spurs final here in Bilbao in 3 weeks? Wow.
Oh. Well, that's what it looks like at the moment. 3-0 up Manchester United here. Spurs 2 up in North London. There's Bruno Fernandes with a cross. On it goes from Ugarte. Rasmus Højlund was in the middle. He's having a look to see whether there's an offside flag, and the flag didn't go up, so eventually he points for a corner. And the referee there gave the assistant every chance, didn't he, Robbie, to give the offside.
Onside.
Oh, look, exactly.
It's onside.
There.
Yeah.
Assistant does exceptionally well on the far side there. Alvarez, I think, Darren playing Højlund up.
So let's see whether Manchester United can get a four.
Yeah, kid
before
4.
half-time. Final chance, you feeling, for Bruno Fernandes. It's going to fall here for Patrick Dorgu. He's gone over. Here's the shot!
Oh!
Rattled in from Mazraoui and back off the bar.
Hey!
That went like a rocket.
On his left foot as well. Just see the little near post flick on and then it comes out.
Ah!
So unlucky. Did they check him for a penalty, Darren?
Well, that's going to challenge on Dorgu, isn't it? So they're taking a look at another one.
Or was it handball? Check over that. Yeah, I think they were checking both. Wow, what a half.
Ah, Mazraoui.
Way to describe it. 3-0 at the break. 2 for Bruno Fernandes. A wonderfully called penalty. And a nice cold finish when he was played through by Rasmus Højlund. Before that, Harry Maguire turned into Lamine Yamal and twisted the fullback inside out before delivering the ball.
Harry Lamine Yamal. Maguire.
Vivian sent off. The crowd are fuming. So are the Athletic Bilbao players. The referee's under pressure. Listen to the noise. But what a half in northern Spain for Manchester United. Half-time. You can hardly hear yourself think. It's Athletic Bilbao 0, Manchester United 3.
This European football on TNT Sports is sponsored by Motorway.
incredible atmosphere out there, but Athletic Club down to 10 men as we head into this second half now. Let's get back to Rio Ferdinand, Robbie Savage and Darren Fletcher.
So just about to get this second half underway. They've made another change, Athletic Bilbao, and they've sent on Bena Prados to replace De Galarreta in central midfield. But it's got an after the Lord Bears show feel about it. 3 changes now made by Valverde to try and counter the fact they're down to 10 men. Manchester United in this wonderfully commanding position in this tie. 2 for Bruno Fernandes and 1 for Casemiro, and Danny Vivian sent off. And the second half, I don't think any of us, Rio, expected the first 45 minutes to be played in the way that it was.
No, not at all. They don't concede goals. They're stingy, half place to come. The atmosphere you've got to fight against. Man United have done all that. They've seen that and smashed 3 past this team today. But what I would say, I'm sure at half-time the experienced heads in there, the management would have been saying, listen, make sure you play calm, make sure you concentrate, make sure you manage this game through to the end now. Be the next team to score if there's going to be another goal, but I'm sure they'd take this right now.
Athletic Club have won all 6 games here in the Europa League this season, the last one against Rangers in the quarters. United, remember, haven't lost in Europe this season, 12 games and counting, which is their 5th longest unbeaten run ever in European matches, and they found it hard, Robbie, to keep clean sheets under Ruben Amorim. 5 in 37 games. Clean sheet tonight, and the goals they've got now, virtually puts them through.
Yeah, I'm not sure, unless I'm sure you'll come up with a stat later, who's the last team to score 4 goals here, but I don't think it probably happens very often at all. But you can see they've just got into a 4-4-1 shape. No space between the lines, they're not going to press now, and I think 3-0 is the worst result they can have. If it goes anymore, it's game over.
What I can tell you, they've never conceded 4 goals in a European match in either version of the San Mamés, the old one or the new one. The last time they conceded 4 here was 2015 against Barcelona, but Manchester United need another one to get to that point, but they are 3 up against one of the stingiest defences in Europe's top 5 leagues this season. So very, very commanding position for Ruben Amorim and his team.
Agree with Robbie, they've gone to a 4-4-1 without the ball, but once they get possession, I'm sure the 2 Williams brothers will be encouraged to get right up against the back line of the Man United team and make it a 4-2-3.
So Victor Lindelof.
But what you do now if you're Manchester United with 3 at the back, you've got your overload there, 3v1 against the centre forward. The centre forward goes to press one of them, they could just pop it up to you. Then one of the wide players might have to go and engage, that'll leave the wing-backs free. So Man United could exploit that, keep those wide players wide, move the team about, but you aren't going to create overloads.
Lenny Yoro's header, helped on by Casemiro. This is Alvarez, and now Marouane Sanadi. Good defending on that side by young Lenny Yoro. Bruno Fernandes, though, gives the ball away. The last touch there on that side, off Yoro. Harry Maguire with time to deal with that one. It's pretty calm, isn't it? Yoro under pressure, playing it through to Casemiro, and out it goes to Højlund, and just like that, Manchester United are on the move, and now they've got it to Garnacho. He's lost it. That's Nico Williams, Victor Lindelof, nice and close by.
See Amorim there, arms out, saying take care of the ball, no need to take any risks or be slack. Don't give this side any incentive.
Looks a lot more like a back 5 at the start of the half as well for Manchester United. They've got Mazraoui and Dorgu deeper than they were in the first half, and then the 3 centre-backs a lot closer together. This is Williams. Prados plays it back to Paredes, is the goalkeeper. Zabala. I think I've said his name 4 times tonight, Rio. Just tipped over it all 4 I can't even say all 4 occasions now either.
I didn't want to say anything.
He's absolutely undone me, the goalkeeper, tonight.
Because I'd struggle as well, so I didn't want to laugh.
I've had a worse night than Athletic Bilbao when I was trying to say his name. The referee's got in the way there. Akira Zabala, there you go. First time I've got it right.
Boom, boom.
Nico Williams. He went
Fika.
down in stages, didn't he, there? Yuri.
Win.
That was
Ah.
fraction short for Prados, but he did well.
United defensively there as well. You know, one of your outside centre halves or your wing back can go tight to the forward players because they're not going to run in behind. Because they're one player less, they can go tight. They can try and nick it in front.
Apotu. Nice.
Alejandro Garnacho.
You see that little fella play there, Garnacho? He's playing in where Amorim wants that's almost not a wide player, but a number 10 half position. Done it well there. He said he had to learn. That's the work in training. It seems like he's gradually starting to get into that role because he went straight out after playing it and went out wide, mix and matching.
Lindelof, Mazraoui hit the bar with a stunning shot just before half-time. Mazraoui, that would have been a 4th Manchester United goal. Now Lenny Yoro, back it goes to Harry Maguire, and Manchester United can do this for as long as they want to now with the cushion.
They can just keep the ball, you know, keep switching the sides, keep moving the ball, limit your touches, move the opposition around.
Casemiro's ball headed away by Alvarez. Up it goes towards Sanani, but Maguire in the right place. Casemiro
Nice,
with a good ball
Casemiro.
out to Patrick Dorgu. Bruno Fernandes. Dorgu's
Dorgu.
carried on running and slides it.
Oh, Ben!
Garnacho's
Ah!
said he was fouled.
Ben!
Boylan is appealing as well. It might be another one for the referee to sort out.
Yeah, this is going to be a big decision. It's a wonderful ball in. The ball's out of play. Is he going to stop it? No, he's not.
Oh.
He's carried on. So this is the ball in. Oh, I'll tell you what.
That's so close,
Have to
man.
see that one again. I think that's a foul also. But he was quick to continue the play there.
I think that's got to go down as a contentious one based on the look we've just seen. Obviously, there will be different angles that might give us a different interpretation, but certainly looked again like they were every time Manchester United cross it, they're all over the place in the middle. Athletic Bilbao.
I've seen that twice. I'm disappointed that's not being even looked at. I'm sure there was contact there. Great football, by the way.
How quickly was made a decision as well. You know, big decision that. It's great play once again. Wonderful ball in.
Do this all night, they can. They're not going to come out. Keep the ball, run the clock down. European football.
Lindelof on the move. There's Rasmus Højlund, now Bruno Fernandes. Ugarte was the target. Mazraoui quickly there, and on it goes to Garnacho.
Just get it, you know, to your centre half, move the ball the other side, Dorgu go out wide. One of your 10s go in the half space, is real saying, and you're going to create an overload. And then this will frustrate the home side, then the crowd noise will go up, and then as a player, Ray, you're thinking, right, I've got to go do something here, because we're not having the ball, and then you go out with your shape.
Garnacho's going to chase his own pass, having failed to find Ugarte with the original one. Here it is then from a different angle, Robbie.
Oh.
It's a foul, man.
Ooh, just on that angle.
Amorim thought it was a penalty. Has he interpreted that it was a tangle of feet, not
Possibly,
necessarily
yeah,
a deliberate act by the defender? That's the only thing I can think of.
Possibly. He was wrong side of the defender. It was a great ball in. Why is Garnacho going down there? They're both running at speed.
Nice and calm to Lindelof, and then on it goes to Mazraoui. Manchester United still with 65% of the ball, and they've scored 3 goals tonight from the 3 efforts they've had on target, 3 more that have been off target. All in all, 6 chances generated tonight by Manchester United. There's Alvarez stepping in, Iñaki Williams over there for Athletic Club.
Just think Bruno wants Hoyle to stand still there, to be, bounce pass.
Wants the ball pass, and he was to play it into and run the other side of the Athletic Bilbao player. Understanding between players, that.
Pass.
Garnacho plays it on. It's Mazraoui. It's not a bad ball inside either to Ugarte, but he got it wrong.
Could have left it there and then left it, run forward at a reverse pass.
Oh.
This Sinani looking to get the other side of Harry Maguire, and you're going to get a bit of this in the second half. The crowd are on their feet. He wants to try and get Maguire sent off. I mean, that's their only way back in, isn't it? Make it 10 against 10 and see what happens. Referee's got to be stopped. Listen to the racket in here now. My word. Wow. Message is being sent.
The only thing I would say is Sinani, I thought he fouled Maguire first.
Sinani's now committed the foul. And the older Williams and Iñaki having a word with the referee, and they are checking for a potential red card. It's just come up on the screen for denying of an obvious goal-scoring opportunity. Oh my word. Let's have another look then, Rio. He pulled Maguire first.
I thought he pulled Maguire first. This will go the other way. This will go in Man United's favour. Listen to this crowd, by the way.
Well,
wow.
it's check over, by the way. And in the meantime, the referee's coming across to show a yellow card to someone on the Athletic Club bench. There you go. The crowd are going mad. Waving white pieces of paper all around the arena. White handkerchiefs.
Obele. Obele.
This is some scene in here. Do you know what, though?
It's a correct decision, a strong referee. And it's
Hey, 20.
Here's Hoyland coming in.
Ah.
And that's good defending in there by Williams. He's not known for that. Battled hard, but
it's not a red card. As Rio spotted, it was a pull on Maguire's shirt first, gone down too easy. It's a correct decision, strong refereeing.
This is an emotional stadium, isn't it?
there it is again.
Maguire, I think, does foul him after, but I think the first foul is not by Maguire.
And the white cards being waved again. That's a sign of displeasure in a Spanish stadium. Here's Sinani just moved aside by Ugarte. Manchester United have got to keep their composure. It's going to be like this for the rest of the half. You can guarantee that.
Yep. But again, you've got to manage this crowd, and by that I mean, don't give them any incentive to kind of get up off their seats. Bruno give a sloppy ball away just before that pass was made. Trying things, risking the ball. Take care. See this game out. Worst case scenario, if Athletic Bilbao get a goal here to now, this place will be on, the roof will lift off.
What an atmosphere. Garnacho to Mazraoui.
Strong refereeing today, by the way, under immense pressure in this stadium.
I think one thing you will see now, Rio, for the last half
Casemiro.
an hour It's Casemiro. All this experience
Casemiro.
in European matches for Real Madrid and for Manchester United. I think he's going to have the ball as much as he can from people like Victor Lindelof and really take the responsibility out there.
Yeah, I agree with Robbie though. I think the centre-halves can dictate this game now. They're playing 3 against 1 a lot of the time. I mean, now Bilbao have pushed up the pitch. In the main,
Clear your lines.
Eventually had to go from Lenny Yoro. They were getting deeper in the hole there, Manchester United. Sanadi was waiting for any kind of contact. It's away by Mazraoui. Alvarez battling now with Garnacho, who trod on the ball. Quickly back to his feet, then he gets cleaned out by the number 5. That's a yellow card.
Alvarez, Darren. Garnacho does really well there. Smashes through him there. Alvarez. We'll see him in frustration. Yeah, definitely yellow card. Good referee, as Rio says. I think he's got everything spot on. We obviously haven't seen enough of the, foul on Garnacho there. That's not a red card. It's not a denial of a clear goal scored opportunity, that, for me. People might argue it. Not on the contact.
I also think you've got to be in here. I mean, you're obviously experiencing the atmosphere at home, but standing in amongst it, the fact the referee's keeping a head as cool as he is in these circumstances has to be applauded.
huge credit. Huge credit. Could get carried away by this quite easily.
Nice.
Mazraoui through to Hoyland is going to chase. Alvarez won't get there first.
Nice, Hoyland. Shoot.
Ugarte makes him in a room, hits the shoulder straight to the goalkeeper, Aguirre Zavala.
Also on that, Darren, you got to, bring into it the angle of the pass, distance from goal, they were wide. All those factors come into play, and I think most of those factors are saying it wasn't a red card, so I think he got it correct.
Coming up to 62 minutes, I don't think Casemiro has put a foot wrong. He's been sensational tonight in his position. Discipline.
Nice one, Euro.
Tell you also impressed me tonight, particularly on the ball in tight spaces. Lenny Yoro under pressure.
I thought you'd say that.
Yeah.
Very good. The Casemiro's experience, I think people were talking about getting rid of him. His legs have gone, etc. But I tell you what, he's come to the fore when they've needed. He's coaching this team at the moment through this, which was a massive moment in the season for him.
Chelsea 3 up now. Nicholas Jackson there in the final. You can put a line through that one. There's nowhere that Jurgen is scoring for. Manchester United's fans can be heard above the cheers and whistles inside the San Mamés. Up it goes towards Bruno Fernandes, headed away by Alvarez. Dorgu. Fernandes. Mazraoui. Gets it back again from Garnacho. Casemiro looking at just caught the goalkeeper unawares. I thought he got that covered, and all of a sudden he had to spring into life.
It's a good way of pass back. Casemiro opened his body up, goes for the top corner.
Robbie, you played midfield, right? What's been the difference of Casemiro?
But I think he's realised, or Manchester United have realised what his good was. They were trying to play through him, but he's more facing the game now. He knows what he's doing, really. So instead of playing through him, where he's taking lots of touches, I think he's facing the right way more times than not now.
Let's see what Bruno Fernandes can do with this corner.
Oh, Casemiro.
From the man you're talking about, Casemiro. Almost right on cue.
It's a free header. He's got too much on it, hasn't he? More of a glance would have been better there. But look, it's a great run into that area. Too much on it. Nobody on the post. Goalkeeper, I think, would have had it covered, Darren. Or would he?
Woodwork. Oh.
I mean, when you talk about his experience, tonight is his 112th game in European football. When you think about all of those big games he played as well, domestically for Real Madrid, big games at Manchester United. I mean, there's nothing he hasn't seen on a big night, in a big game. Casemiro has certainly been outstanding, as Rio and Robbie have been saying, for Manchester United tonight. 3-0, the 2 in the first half from Bruno Fernandes, and the early header from Casemiro.
Robbie, I totally agree with you about that, facing the game. They're not trying to play for him as like a pivot, where he got his back to things and he can get pressed and then lose the ball. That's not his game. Facing it, I think, makes it simpler for him. But I think also they're not allowing big spaces around him where he will be exposed physically.
Maguire.
Do you think the 3 centre-halves helping them?
Yeah, that support behind, I think communication.
first Manchester United changes then, De Ligt and Mount, so Ugarte's going off, so is Maguire.
I think that's good management there. They've just seen his potential red card check, so what he's doing is he's cleaning up, he's bringing Harry Maguire off, and it's good management.
So De Ligt, who was back on the bench tonight, having missed the previous 6 games, he comes on for Maguire. Mason Mount's on for Manuel Ugarte. Mason Mount, who once scored the winning goal in a Champions League final for Chelsea. Slightly changed the role of Bruno Fernandes now. He's going to go and sit alongside Casemiro with Mason Mount further forward. The final 25 minutes of this first leg in the San Mames. And the only real work that Onana's had to do was that early save when he tipped the ball around the post. Apart from that, he's been quiet back there.
Said that earlier, didn't I? You want your goalkeepers to have a quiet evening. Don't want him making any mistakes. Don't want him on the ball having to make many saves. They've done just that.
I also think, you know, Mazraoui suits the right wing-back position more than Dalot. I think Dalot, listen, he scored some goals, but I think defensively, at times, he's so far out of position. You know, maybe it's a little controversial, but Mazraoui, I think, gives them better balance in that position.
Certainly good at taking the ball in tight areas.
That's a foul by Mason Mount. Iñaki Williams didn't particularly appreciate it.
I've said it before, it's like they don't know quite what's hit them, is it, in the stadium, and the fans here, they're stunned.
That's how he defends it well.
Tak boleh.
Well,
The
3-0
ball
here
down.
to Manchester United. 3-0 Tottenham now, and home to Bodo Glimt, Dominic Solanke. 4-0 Chelsea. Nicholas Jackson, who scored at the weekend, having not scored for a long time, has got 2 tonight.
Hey!
So what a wonderful night it's been for the English clubs. Sonani. Plenty back here for Manchester United. This is Williams. Booms in the cross. Plenty of time for Mazraoui. Flicked away as far as Nico Williams. Yuri. Away by Casemiro.
Apa?
Picked up now by Bailey.
Ah.
Nice and controlled back to Bruno Fernandes and away to Garnacho.
Wake up, ba.
Yuri's won it back though for Athletic Club. Williams has 3 to deal with, and he's got away from the first one. Now he's gone over. Referee says no penalty. Probably 7 out of 10 for trying on that occasion. Lovely flick by Højlund, and now here's Mason Mount. Manchester United might be...
Kula grau Dogu.
Dorgu's going to run outside him. What a run that's been made
Dogu.
from the middle as well. From Højlund to get back up there. Here's Garnacho.
Ah. Wasted
Gets away from
opportunity.
Lenioro. Now he's got his brother up there with him, Nico, on the left-hand side. Might not use him. He's gone the other way instead. Sonani now bearing
Nice.
down. De Ligt with his first
Nice.
important defending since coming on. Lenioro then plays it away. Look at the space out there now. It's
Ah, Mount!
now.
Nice.
United can't allow this game to become a basketball match where when you attack, we attack. You've got the extra man. Use, like I said, you've got to play with maturity at this level. Get your foot on the ball, make the pitch big, make the opposition run. No foul.
You could just do this all day now, as you said, Darren Real. Just draw your player onto you, then just keep the ball. You know, somebody's got to go and pressure because the crowd will demand that. You know, somebody's got to come out of the shape. Just keep the ball. You know, 20 minutes, not going to keep for 20 minutes, obviously, but you can just be so patient.
Just looking down there now, you can make a case here that Manchester United are playing with 1 number 6 and 3 number 10s, because Bruno Fernandes has gone right up there with Mason Mount and Garnacho. Certainly not sitting back and just defending, are they? There's players up there that can get the 4th goal if the situation comes. I think he's a player that they've really needed this season, Mazraoui. You know, with all the injuries they've had, the fact he can play so many positions to the level he can has made him invaluable for them.
Yeah, I think every team needs that player who can fill in at times in different positions. A manager's dream. Always a solid 7 out of 10, it seems.
Mount.
Sharp turn there from Nico Williams. It's Mazraoui tracking back though. Then Lindelof can pick up the loose ball.
Been a bit disappointed with Nico Williams today, have you?
Yeah.
Given ball away quite a lot. Hasn't made the right decisions on a few occasions. I know they're down to 10 men now.
I think the timing could have been better as well, Rio. It came out in the Spanish press this morning, the kind of wages he wants next season if he leaves Athletic Bilbao. I mean, it's not really what you want to read on the morning of a semi-final, but that was every word today.
I think it's more important picking the right player.
Casemiro wins it back. Didn't quite break there for Rasmus Højlund.
Aye. Ref.
That's a foul on Mason Mount. That's all they've got to do.
I'd like to see Mason Mount have a good one. A bit of luck with injuries now. Since his transfer from Chelsea, he hasn't had that bit of luck to have a run of games where you can really see the best of him.
Bruno Fernandes with the Manchester United free kick towards Casemiro. Taken by the goalkeeper, Aguirre Zabala. Manchester United have Luke Shaw ready down below us. He started in the Premier League at the weekend.
Oh.
Now here's Iñaki Williams, who's going to try and run in behind Patrick Dorgu down that side.
Dogu.
Dorgu
Come.
managed to hold his position. And it goes now towards
Onana.
Sandy, but that's Onana's ball. Fernandes to Højlund.
Højlund's done well tonight, Rio. He's
One
held the
more
ball
goal,
well,
one
he's
more
brought
goal.
people into play, he's showed good energy, he got the penalty. Okay, he hasn't been a goal threat, but his input for the side tonight, unselfish once again, has been very good.
You read my mind now. I thought that exactly after that little bit of a passage of play, just simply just knocking it off.
Aye.
Here goes Casemiro. Didn't win the tackle though. Williams can't find his brother.
Mount.
So the Manchester United change can be made now. And it's going to be Luke Shaw for Mazraoui.
Just talking about Højlund, he's looked a lot cleaner today, hasn't he, in his touches. The ball's gone up to him, he's looked assured in his touch. A lot of the balls bounced off him in past weeks when you've watched him this season. Today he's looked really comfortable. I mean, that's maybe what a goal does for your confidence with your first touch.
So Manchester United send on an experienced man to replace another one. Mazraoui hit the bar just before half-time. So Luke Shaw's gone out there to the left.
Dogu right.
And Patrick Dorgu's come out to the right. Chelsea 4-1 up now, so they've scored tonight, Djurgården.
Juga.
Spurs with a 3-goal cushion in the first leg against Bodo Glimt, the same as Manchester United here in northern Spain.
I just see Casemiro look round for Mason Mount, say keep the ball. His head was shaking in disgust.
First touch out there for Shaw. Now Dorgu. Delict. He might be the word of caution out there. He was 3 up in a Champions League semi-final, Delict, and ended up going out. If you think about Lucas Moura's hat-trick and Tottenham's comeback, so he's been on the other end of it when he's been in what seemed to be an unassailable position.
Yep, we were there.
Dorgu with a lovely ball onto Mason Mount. Now Hoyland's in the middle, so is Garnacho. And that's defended in there by Paredes. Casemiro. Hoyland onto Fernandes, now to Dorgu. It's going to be too far in front of Shaw, who is coming in around the far post. I must say the red card has obviously contributed to the circumstances, but this has been a lot more straightforward than I ever anticipated it would be from a Manchester United perspective.
Yeah, but you've still got to play the game and play what's in front of you. I think we've seen many a times when teams have gone to 10 men and the team with 11 don't dominate and don't finish the job off. They've been very professional in that respect today, Man United.
So the follow-up question would be, in the circumstances still, have we been a little bit disappointed with what we've seen from Athletic Bilbao?
Yeah, I would say that, but I think you've got to give the credit, I think, to United.
That was a chance there, wasn't it? Mason Mount got the ball through, yellow card.
Mount.
So 13 and a half minutes to go. Free kick taken by Nico Williams, headed away by Casemiro, glanced a little bit further away by Mason Mount. Intercepted there by Shaw, who wants to try and get Garnacho away.
Nice
Garnacho's
one.
managed to nick the ball. Recovery though over there from Garasabal.
Do you know what, Darren? You know, as Real's played for Manchester United over the years, you always got somebody in the team who, when they get the ball, get excited and they're a threat and they can go 1v1. Garnacho, for me, is that player in this side.
So Delict has gone forward here for the corner. Casemiro in his familiar position on the edge of the 6-yard box in the centre. Bruno Fernandes to take it. And the goalkeeper able to get a hold of that one.
Just talking about that man in the picture there, Bruno Fernandes, 37 goals and assists this season.
Some people will still question, though.
Yeah, I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
19 goals in all competitions for Manchester United as the captain. There have been some big ones in this competition too. Here's Sanadi. It's a good challenge by Casemiro. He's just strolled through the game tonight, Casemiro, been outstanding in the middle of the Manchester United team.
Yeah, mature performance.
There's Andoni Garasabal. They put Nico Williams out there on the right for now to see if he can do any better, not with a cross like that. It's a night where the team in red and white haven't been able to find an answer of any description. So Unai Gomez for Nico Williams, and I didn't think with 11 minutes left he'd be taken off, but based on what we've seen from him tonight, there's no real surprise.
Yeah, he's not had much of the ball. The 10 men haven't helped. You know, he's been more defensively minded. Again, you know, but I'm sure we'll see him Old Trafford a lot better.
Starting to look very much like there'll be 6 English teams in the Champions League next season when you think about the top 5, and it looks like we're going to get an all-English final, barring an absolute catastrophe for either Manchester United or Tottenham. They're in such commanding positions, so that will get another team in. We've got down smartly. Now Patrick Dorgu, Casemiro. That's a great
Oh!
flying in at the far post with Garnacho.
What a ball that is, with pace into an unbelievable area. You know, the keeper does well initially. Ball comes to Dorgu, would have been question marks if the goal would have gone in, would have been offside. But that ball is wonderful ball.
That's that Steven Gerrard area, that, isn't it? Just to play the ball in that little passage, in that corridor of doubt for the keeper and the defenders.
It's a Manchester United free kick. Sanadi, the offender. Rasmus Højlund out there with Aitor Paredes. Free kick to Manchester United. I must say, this is probably one of the most strongest performances I've seen from a referee in a big European game for a long time. He's not been influenced at all by a very partisan and noisy crowd. I mean, I know they're supposed to do that, but it's not always the case.
Yeah, I mean, we've both played in games, I'm sure, Robbie, where you feel that the referee has been influenced by the emotion of the crowd, the noise of the injury in the stadium. He's been so solid, he's been strong. Credit to him.
Remember the game when you smashed me and rightly got sent off?
Manchester United have Kobbie Mainoo and Amad Diallo down there. Bruno Fernandes
Tiga.
is short. Patrick Dorgu's going to
Dorgu acha.
didn't get it through.
Dorgu.
Just got to be mindful of the counter-attack, although Dorgu got a decent touch. And it's flicked back to Onana by Shaw. And nice to get Amad back at this stage of the season.
Yep. Amarim was talking about getting players minutes on the pitch, getting them back, especially with their mindset of going into the final. He wants everyone fit, especially a player like Amad who can be a difference at the top end of the pitch.
He's been out with an ankle problem that he sustained in February, so this is the first time he's been back. He's had about a week's training. Kobbie Mainoo is going to come on at the same time as him. Shaw's gone forward from left. Wing back on this side for Manchester United. Pulls it back. There's the chance for reflex save from the goalkeeper to deny Garnacho. Garnacho might get another chance in there. Pulls it back to Højlund. And eventually Athletic Bilbao get the ball away. He's made a couple of important saves in the last couple of minutes, hasn't he, the goalkeeper?
Do you know, if I'm Ruben Amorim, I want the 4. 3-0, you would
Make
think
it
Manchester
4.
will go through. 4 ties over. It's a great pullback. Had to open his body up there, let it run across him. Could have gone for that far corner. Decent save. But if I'm Ruben Amorim now, Athletic Club players are tired. They've got 10 players. I will go for the 4.
So Amad on to replace Patrick Dorgu. And Garnacho is hearing it from the crowd as he takes his time to go off. And Kobbie Mainoo is going to come on to replace him.
He's been good today, Garnacho. Been a threat, running off the ball, worked hard, always been an outlet available.
A yellow card for Garnacho as he leaves the field.
Well, 6 minutes to go. We know in their last European tie they got 3 in those 6 minutes.
So you're saying 6-0 is not impossible then from this point? It was the first touch for Amad since coming back into the Manchester United team. It's as strong as this Manchester United squad's been for quite some time, isn't it, when you think about the players who are back now?
Yeah, they've had babies on the bench in recent weeks. Young kids getting minutes, it's been great for them, I'm sure. The academy are definitely glowing about that. But at this stage of the season, when Man United are in the hunt for a trophy, you want experienced players out there that know their way around the pitch at first team level.
Moving towards the final 5 minutes. Ahmad for Manchester United. Victor Lindelof. More changes coming for Athletic Club down below us. It's a sloppy one.
And going back to the first half, Lindelof with that double block at 0-0 was a big moment also.
Williams' header at 0-0 as well. Free header just in around the 6-yard box at 0-0.
Probably made a bid for that one by Alvarez. Yoro is going to feel the pressure here, but he's nice and composed. He's been like that all night, Lenny Yoro. Got better and better as the season's gone on. I know he's had 1 or 2 bits of criticism here and there, but he's still only very young. It's a big move for him, big season from Lille to Manchester United, but the longer the season's gone on, the more comfortable he's looked.
Yeah, he's a baby when it comes to, when you're judging a centre-half. Young kid still, inexperienced in terms of the Premier League. Done really well in the French league. It's a different kettle of fish, new environment, new culture, new players.
Fernandes with the flick, Højlund with the layoff. Mainu now to Shaw, and it goes.
Bruno.
And he puts it over.
Another good opportunity. It's good one-touch play, moving the ball quickly, limiting your touches, get the ball out wide and picking somebody out. That's what they've done okay tonight, Manchester United. Pick somebody out in that final third.
Now, don't forget, we've got the Premier League at the weekend. Aston Villa against Fulham. Forest have lost tonight, so that shakes things up in this race for the top 5. 11 o'clock, TNT Sports 1. Next Wednesday, 7 o'clock, Paris Saint-Germain against Arsenal. The Gunners 1-0 down from the first leg in North London. The Women's Champions League, Saturday the 24th of May. Arsenal against Barcelona. So both Williams brothers have now gone off, and Alvaro Jallo has come on for Athletic Bilbao.
I'll say it again, guys. I sense they feel really hard done by in this stadium. I think when they all go home and watch this game again and see the decisions that they feel have gone against them, I don't think they'll feel as hard done by. I've got to be honest.
It's Ahmad looking to take on Yuri. Now Bruno Fernandes. He's got players to aim at. Højlund just didn't quite time his run. The offside flag was up anyway. It wouldn't have counted.
There's 3 Manchester United players on that back post as well. Look, offside, correct decision. But I think Ruben Amorim, listen, he'd be absolutely delighted with 3-0. Don't get me wrong, but I think they could have got before. I really do. 3-0, they should be over at Rio, but you never know.
You know what it's like, Robbie. What will you be saying in that change room before the game? The first goal's the most important. Because if Athletic Bilbao get that first goal, well, football's a funny old game then, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I must say, I'm a lot more confident than I think you two are. Feels like the job's been done tonight. I can't, for the life of me, find any scenario where I think Athletic Bilbao with 4-0 at Old Trafford next week.
When you put it like that.
We didn't say that. We weren't talking about it, was we, Darren? We were saying that if they got the first goal, then it becomes quite a difficult night, maybe.
Yeah.
Sarcasm, eh?
I'll let you two panic. I certainly didn't think they'd be heading back to Manchester in the kind of position they're in, and I think even the most optimistic Manchester United fans would have felt it would have been a more difficult night. Certainly the ones I was sat with on the plane this morning were saying how difficult it was going to be. They wanted to keep in the tie to get back to Old Trafford with some kind of target.
Yeah, I mean, the same, we were walking around the city today and seeing United fans, like you said, in the airport on the flight over. And when they was asking me, like, well, what do you think today? I actually couldn't even call it, because United aren't consistent. You don't know what you're going to get with them at the moment.
Here's an interesting goal. Tottenham 3, Bodo Glimt 1, and they've got to go to the artificial pitch in the Arctic Circle. That's just a little twist in the plot, isn't it, for Tottenham for next week?
That team talk's changing now at the end of that game.
Yes. Shaw with a free kick. It's going to work its way here to De Ligt. And he gets Manchester United the corner.
That's what I mean. Goals change games. They change the team talk after a game as well. You concede one now, there's no high fives going on when you walk down that tunnel.
30 seconds of normal time. We're about to find out how much additional time there's going to be. 4 minutes. Little flash on the board down below. Ahmad to Bruno Fernandes, lifted in towards the edge of that 6-yard box. It's
Shoot.
cleared away as far as Mason Mount. Now Luke Shaw. Casemiro. Mount lifts it in. That's cleared away for Athletic Club by Paredes. Fernandes. Lindelof. Now Ahmad.
I've missed him, you know. I've missed Ahmad. He's nonchalant sometimes, taking the ball, wants the ball under pressure. Plays with a bit of risk.
Sonati takes it down. De Ligt's gone with him. I must say, there aren't too many Manchester United performances that you can think of where, yes, there were nerves at the start, but it's difficult to find fault with them in any way this evening.
Invariably with United over recent months, even recent years, there's always been a bit of a yeah but after anything positive.
Let's see what Shallow can do. He's certainly an exciting young player. He's got good feet. We're seeing it now. Won't get through there. Casemiro shut the door. Bruno Fernandes away, but they've not cleared it very far. They will now through Shaw.
Finish the game strong, man.
90 seconds into stoppage time. Paredes. Now Garasabal. There's the header. They were never going to keep it down from there. Unai Gomez, the first real opportunity he's had since coming on. I think one of the big problems for Manchester United, Rio, have been self-inflicted problems, but they've managed to avoid those tonight as well, haven't they? One or two things have just been thrown towards Onana as well from the crowd behind the goal, which is something we don't want to see.
Yeah, I thought even at Bournemouth for the weekend, they brought their own problems on for that goal. The way that they played out caused their own problems. I thought they haven't taken any risks in that back line today.
Well, it's going to be a pleasurable plane ride back to Manchester for the United supporters who are here. And they'll look forward to completing the job at Old Trafford next Thursday, and then they can think about a European final that might Manchester United and Tottenham. Excellent control from Ahmad.
Ahmad.
Now from Yuri. No foul, then he's handballed it. Now it's going to be a free kick to Athletic Club.
You know, people will look at the results saying Athletic Club are down to 10, but it's been a magnificent performance. They couldn't even score 3 goals there. And you talked about the defensive record in La Liga. They don't concede hardly any goals, one of the best in Europe. They scored 3 goals away from home in the semi-final. Magnificent Manchester United performance tonight.
Sonati backing into Lenny Yoro. He's managed to get away from him as well. Yoro recovered well, but there's going to bring it back here for a free kick. Might well have been Casemiro. So they will get one last opportunity here to potentially test Onana. It is Casemiro, just a little bit reckless with the tackle. So this is the last opportunity. And the substitute, Shallow, is over the free kick. Surely he's not going to take a shot from here, is he, against Onana? I mean, he's an absolute mile out. He is, you know. Hits it well. Easy save.
You know what I've liked today about United from the restart? They haven't tried to overplay.
Well, there's the full-time whistle. And there are whistles at full-time from the Athletic Bilbao supporters. It's half-time in the tie, but it feels a lot further down the line than that. for Manchester United. Casemiro outstanding, he scored the first goal. Bruno Fernandes with 2 more. What a coolly taken penalty. What a nice cool finish when he was 1v1. Danny Vivian sent off for denying a goal-scoring opportunity for Manchester United. That led to the penalty. Onana only made 1 save in the match of significance. That was early in the game. Iñaki Williams missed with the free header. But all in all, Robbie, a very, very good night away from home for Manchester United. And they've got 1.5 feet for me in the final of the Europa League. They need a miracle next week in Manchester Athletic Bilbao.
Brilliant performance. You know, I think none of us expected a 3-0 scoreline, considering how little goals they concede at home. But people will look at the 10 men, but they were magnificent. Manchester United totally controlled the game, created chances. I think the disappointing thing for them is they could have won by more, but what a pressurised night they've delivered.
Rio, it was hearts in your mouth stuff in the last round to get through against Lyon, but this was all about composure, experience, controlling the game and maximising the chances that came their way.
Yeah, you needed that. You needed a mature performance tonight, and that's what we got. You wanted goals, you wanted to kind of put this tie to bed. If that's the dream case scenario, they got that today, but that was through sheer hard work. As I said, maturity and capitalising on mistakes, and a red card for the team here at Bilbao.
The Athletic Bilbao supporters showing their support. The Manchester United fans are celebrating, and it seems a very strong possibility they're going to be back in the San Mamés for the Europa League final in less than 3 weeks' time. Great night for United. They've won the first leg by 3-0.
Thank you, guys, and look at those Manchester United fans celebrating. They've travelled in their numbers over to the Basque Country and they've seen their team put in quite a brilliant performance. Yes, Athletic Club were down to 10 men, but Manchester United with a 3-0 away result going into the second leg at Old Trafford next week. Quite an incredible result. It was an action-packed game, but Paul Scholes, that is a dream scoreline for Manchester United away from home.
Yeah, amazing result for them. First half, especially, I thought they were really good. Obviously, that sending off aided the victory. I still think the second half they were a little bit sloppy at times. I think they could have managed the game a little bit better. Possibly could have gone for the 4th and 5th goals. But when you're playing against 10 men, I think you don't give the other team a sniff of the ball. I think at times they did do that. But overall, going there, Bilbao, tough place. Everyone's saying how tough it would be before the game. We all thought it'd be really tough, and then look at 0-0. Bilbao had a couple of chances, I suppose, but United, once they got the goal, went on, got the second and the third. It was comfortable against 10 men.
This is a team that have the best defence in La Liga. We were talking before the game about how Manchester United would break them down. Is the only disappointing thing, Karen, that maybe United didn't get more goals in the second half?
Maybe, but
make it
like
4.
everyone has said, like, I don't think any of us said 3-0 away, so I don't want to be too greedy because I think the performance was brilliant. I thought there was some real standout leadership. Casemiro, Bruno, Harry Maguire again. I mean, you've got to look at the scenes there from the Athletic Club, how disappointed they are. We wouldn't have expected that, so I'm quite happy to take that. Go into next week, make sure you don't concede early, and fingers crossed to see Manchester United in the final.
It was quite an incredible result tonight for Manchester